We've been doing murder mystery dinner theaters here at the Gadsden, and on top of that, we started doing a ghost tour. It has been listed as one of the top 10 haunted hotels in America. And I thought the most interesting thing about it was the ghost stories, because some of them are really tragic, some of the deaths that have happened here. The third floor in room 333 are the biggest haunted places, and the basement. There has been activities within the lobby, within the mezzanine. Some of the spirits that still remain here kind of travel all over. But there are a few that stick to one thing. Now, one of the stories that were really interesting was Pancho Villa being here. He rode his horse into the lobby, up and on the 7th step, and the chip is still there because they never fixed it. His horse chipped the marble off. He is said to be haunting this place, especially in the basement. And the story goes that when he died, he was assassinated by his enemies. On his head, he had tattooed a map of a treasure he had buried in the mountains somewhere around here. And his followers buried his head in the basement. So supposedly he's buried down there somewhere, but workmen will not stay down in that basement past 5 because of the shadows they've seen, the footsteps they've heard, and the figure of a headless apparition. And they say that's Pancho Villa looking for his head. And they say he's all in black, which he liked to wear, Pancho Villa, and no head. There's also a cattleman that has been seen. I mean, his apparition has been so clearly seen by workmen, staff. He has on a cowboy hat, just like what you would see in the Western, and the long trench coat that they used to wear. Well, he was killed down in there in the speakeasy when he was caught cheating playing cards. You know, so he's down there. And there's a buffalo, but he comes up here sometimes. He's been seen in the lobby and in the front office up here. And staff members have talked about him. There's also a buffalo soldier down in the basement. And you can hear his footsteps, and he's more of a shadow figure. So I think he's more of a residual haunt. I don't think he's an active haunt. And he used to go down there, of course, to see the ladies, because he was a soldier. And there was a steam room at one time downstairs. So that whole basement was kind of for illicit kind of activities. 3rd floor, you have a woman who jumped out the 3rd floor window on her wedding night because she got left at the altar. And her spirit has been heard walking up and down the halls and moaning, you know, crying, wailing. Little Native American boy has been seen. He'll touch you. He's inactive. He interacts with you. He'll hold your hand. He's just very playful. He'll move your items. He thinks it's funny. You can hear him giggling. I had a lady, we're doing murder mystery dinner theater here at the Gadsden, and one of my ladies on the ghost tour said, oh yeah, I stood here one weekend and I could hear him up and down the hallways. And she goes, the first time I heard it, I thought it was a kid in the hallway. I opened the door and there was nobody there, but I still could hear him giggling and running up and down the hallways. So he's not, Anil, one of the owners of the hotel, her husband has held his hand. Actually has held his hand, or he has held his hand, because he was upset one day, Anil's husband, and he could feel somebody like really small holding his hand. So we know it was him. We know it was him, because he's a sweet little boy. One of the other tragic tales that always brings a tear to my eye is about the woman in the 1940s. Her boyfriend came home on leave, and they were supposed to get engaged. They were in love. They spent the weekend here. And then she walked him to the train station, which is behind this building here, the old train station. And when he got there, he told her, I'm breaking up with you. I'm not gonna see you again. I'm in love with somebody else, blah, blah, blah. She came back distraught, walked into the bathroom down here and hung herself. And actually, that account of that suicide is recorded in the papers here because they found her body here. But she's still here. When you're drunk If you're a very depressed person, she's said to have your back. She'll come up to you and go, "Are you okay?" And people have heard this. Now, one night we were setting up for our show, and I was standing over by the stairs getting ready for the tour, and nobody else was in here with me, and I was kind of frustrated, and we were behind on time, and I was getting a little like, and I heard this, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" in my ear, and I went, "Yeah, I'm fine," because I knew it was her, and she didn't scare me. Nothing about the haunts here are scary. I think they like this place. And if you can see the grandeur of this place, it's gorgeous. I love this place. I could live here. Ghosts and all, it's just gorgeous.